I have experienced God's providence in my life many times, but one was extremely special and personal years ago. Before we had our oldest son, Landon, I became pregnant with our first baby. Like all first time parents, Tom and I were so excited and just anticipating everything about that child's life. Everything was going well with the pregnancy, and I was able to continue in my pharmaceutical job, which some days took me hours away from home. On this particular day, I was visiting a doctor in Lake Village, Arkansas. And as we were visiting in his clinic, I started having some abdominal pain. Since I was there in his clinic, he was able to do an emergency ultrasound right then, and he confirmed that I was indeed miscarrying our baby. Although his staff was extremely kind and caring, I was hours away from any of our family and friends. After he left the exam room, I sat there and I just wept. I couldn't understand how everything in a pregnancy that seemed to be going so well could just all of a sudden end. On that particular day, Tom was coaching in Smackover, Arkansas, and so I was not able to get a hold of him. After a phone call with my mom, I sat there and I just bowed my head and prayed. I cannot tell you the exact words that I prayed that day, but I can tell you that the presence of my Father wrapped around me like I had never felt before. He held me. He let me cry. He let me mourn. And in that very moment, I realized no matter what our future held or how many children we might have or what would happen in my life, He was literally all that I ever needed. I never wish for anyone to go through the pain of a miscarriage, but I can tell you, even in the hardest days of our lives here on this earth, God will always comfort His children. When we run to Him, He will hold us. He'll let us cry on His shoulder. He'll be there for us. And the most miraculous thing of all is that in the midst of that, He will give us a peace that surpasses all of our understanding in the midst of the saddest days of our lives. I know that because He did that for me that day.